Like, really, there has been really bad movies over the years. There's recently, I would say, the Batman vs Superman wasn't as good as you would want it to be.
No, it built up to be.
No,
they built up to be better than it was.
They built it up to be this big fight and everything, and
I was expecting a big fight.
they only fight once.
I wanted a big fight, I'll be honest.
And then, spoilers, if you didn't watch it, they kill Superman at the end.
Really?
Yes. Well, the ending is like, remember when, did you ever watch Man of Steel? Well, there was a bit in Man of Steel where he would go to the ground, go one knee to the ground and put his fist to the ground, and everything round him would start rising.
Okay.
He was in a coffin and everything, and then just as it was thingy, all the soil that they dropped in started rising up.
Oh, so he's not dead.
He got killed by a bloody... No, I think it was a blast or something. A big kryptonite blast.
He won't be dead. Superman will be back in the next movie. No, Superman reboot.
No, it's not a reboot next. It's the Justice League apparently. With Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg.
How much is that's going to feel as well?
Well, to be honest, a lot of people said that because Ben Affleck's Batman, it'll ruin it. But he was actually no bad as Batman. And being someone that watched Daredevil and all the other Ben Affleck movies, and now that I look back on them, it may have been just a script.
Yeah.
What's another one? Another bad movie I've seen recently?
I don't know. Bad movies? I don't know, actually. There's a lot of movies I've seen, but I don't know, usually when people say they're shit, I like them. Like Spider-Man 3 was terrible. I liked it. Other ones people say terrible. I don't know. I can't really think of any bad movies.
Let's talk about real bad movies. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the NuCast, and today we're talking about worst movies.
Oh, there's quite a few bad movies out there.
Yeah, quite a few, especially. And as always, we've went on the internet and looked through a list of them, and most of them we know.
Outdate us.
Most of them we know.
They outdate us, but that's just so funny.
Yeah, most of them outdated, most of them we know, and some are just bizarre.
Why? Why?
And since last week, or 2 weeks ago, since data corruption for footage for our last one,
we've been doing a tech upgrade lately. We've been moving from our old Mac Air to our new more advanced, more powerful Mac Mini to try and get the quality up a bit. Because of the transfer from one to the other, we've kind of lost some stuff. We've got to transport over. That's why last week we didn't have a new cast. We've got one this week, and there should be no more misses, apart from my misses. But no more. As well as the new trials, we've been having a lot of troubles with that. What was the last one up?
The last one up was...
I think it was a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've had a lot of troubles with that. It's, we've recorded them every week, but due to corruption with trying to use a new camera phone we were using, didn't quite work like we planned it. So
yeah, so we've kind of missed. We've even missed some footage that we played with Blinky, and that was the gang bass. If you've ever heard of it,
that was fun.
It was fun. Basically, it's just wee Play-Doh kind of thingies that it doesn't look like Play-Doh.
You're on YouTube, you know it.
If you look at PewDiePie, he's played it with his girlfriend. It's basically just a game of ridiculous fun. So this week, I'll be starting us off with, if my phone unlocks.
I remember.
Superman. IV's 4 in it.
4, yeah.
Superman 4, but it's IV. The
Like-
quest for
GTA?
peace.
Like GTA.
Yeah. Like GT. The quest for peace, and this was back in 1987. It was basically following the events of Superman from Superman 3: The Quest of Peace, which is just basically the same one, the same name. It's basically the quest for peace sees Lex Luthor trick the Man of Steel into creating a kryptonite clone.
Wait,
And
I think I've seen that one.
I've seen that, I think, as well.
That's actually quite good. I like that. See what I mean? People say, "Oh, it's a terrible movie," and I'm like, "I like it." Oh, that's not what I don't
And
like.
basically, he goes around and having to stop the havoc that the other Superman has been providing.
I like that.
I think I've seen that movie as
I
well.
liked it.
But seen the movie that we saw,
Aye.
that you're thinking, I think it's the one. The original Superman loses power. No, the one that you're thinking of is he I think it was a kryptonite thingy that split Clark Kent and Superman, because they were fighting each other while Clark Kent didn't have any powers and they had to do something to merge.
No, I remember the one I remember was Superman. It was two Supermen, and they kept, one was causing a lot of havoc everywhere, and the other one was fixing it.
The one I remember is they end up in a junkyard.
Mm.
Aye, that was Clark Kent and Superman.
Was it? I mean then.
It was an addition to the Christopher Reeves when he was starting as Superman, and there's nothing really else to do.
No, why was it bad?
It was so bad that it put the franchise on hiatus for 15 years. If that doesn't say that bad, then I don't know what does.
Oh, I know it says bad. My one. The one I chose, I know what it says, some of the movies that come out, people say horrible. I like. This one I didn't quite like because of the way it subjugates women. If that's a word. I don't know. Maybe a word. Is that a word? Subjugate.
Gives stereotypical.
Cool. Yes, that one. It was Barbarella. Some people, most of the guys, might know it from comic books. Some girls will, maybe, I don't know. But it was a comic book. It was kind of a pornographic comic book, but they made it into a movie. Now, the reason they did this was, the reason they did it was quite smart, I'll admit. They did it to try and change the fact that people thought it was stereotypical women. You know, like...
By any chance was, like, I know this is going to be very stereotypical, but was the main character a blonde?
Yep. The reason they made the movie was comic books, the women seen it as sexist, really, that's it, sexualising it. So they made the movie to try and change it to make it more feminine champion way, but no, it didn't quite work. The female character it started off, she was sent by the president of the Earth to fight the Doctor who was making weapons that the whole world was scared of. But the way she done it, the way they made the movie, was when she fought off someone and the sidekick helped, she would repay them with sexual favours. Literally. I mean, this is a movie.
Sounds like a starting episode of Game of Thrones.
Space Edition.
Yeah, Space Edition.
So yeah, it was all about her, and they tried to make her less sexual. She's having sexual favours for people for helping her.
Exactly.
Come on. Like, you're not helping your case. You're making it worse.
Yeah, you'd have been better. I'm saying this to the people that made this. You'd have been better off putting it on something like Pornhub or something like that instead of this, because if it's going to be basically just sex, well, how much was the sex scenes? Was it full on?
I don't know, I didn't really read it. I've never seen it because it was back in 1980.
Like, did it say if it was full on? Like, is it was it the Game of Thrones sex scenes?
I don't know. I've never seen it. It's too old for me. Well, I'm not going to look for it. I read about it, but it was reading about it just made me think, no. But I'd have to admit, given the time it came out, given the fact it was so horrible, I'm thinking there was sex scenes in it. Probably kind of full on, maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, let's move over to a different kind of subject in genre.
Sorry, go on.
Yes.
Keep going.
It's my next one, and it's called Trolls 2.
Oh, you were in that? No, it was my ex. Never mind, sorry.
Which came out in 1990, way before I was even born. So,
Sorry.
After years, it says it was. This is basically it was basically a film about goblins.
Alright.
Who turn the main family in this into plants and consumed them.
No.
The Waits, I think it's the Waits. That's what the main family was called in it, and goblins turned them into plants and ate them.
This is a movie.
Yes.
So what was the plot for it?
It says because these goblins are vegetarians. And
That's the fucking purpose, doesn't it? We don't eat meat, we just turn them into plants.
And why this one was the worst of the Troll franchise.
2 movies.
It was marketed as a sequel to Trolls, which, if you don't get by the title, the first one involved trolls. This one did not. So,
what?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like a time when you watch fucking Scooby-Doo and it's not Scooby-Doo.
It was, in fact, the second one, it was meant to be connected to Trolls, the movie, the first one. Even though Trolls 2 didn't involve any trolls, it did not have any connections whatsoever to the first movie.
I give up. Can I just do that? You're not allowed to do that. No. Bad producers.
And also, to make this even more on the list, worst on this list, it was titled the best worst movie.
No, at least you get best somewhere now.
Yeah.
For my second one, I chose Plan 9 from Outer Space. This one, reading it, the story behind it, I kind of wanted to watch it. It looked like a good movie. Aliens come down to bring back the dead to life and create zombies and vampires. I don't get how they split. Not going to get into the logic of it. But it looked like a good movie to start with. But the reason it bombed completely was the story behind it was alright, but the graphics and everything else was like, I just need to remember it. There it is. That's why.
Stop. Keep on.
The graphics and the way the movie was portrayed turned a possibly good horror into a gothic horror, which just didn't seem to fit. It was more vampires would just white face and kill people. And it was more of a nuclear sci-fi movie, which wasn't what the producer intended. But because it was on a short budget, I guess it just didn't work the way he planned. But it was just terrible to watch. If you do like a kind of gothic horror nuclear sci-fi movie, then by all means check it out. I like it. I don't. You might. I don't. He does. I don't. You might like it. What's your second one?
You mean my third? We're on my third already.
Don't correct me, son. What's your third?
My third, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, It is Disaster Movie,
Oh, I disagree with that.
which came out in 2008.
That's a good movie.
It's in the list.
Oh.
It's the only ones that I watched. I'm not saying it was a bad movie. I'm just saying the concept of it. But obviously, you're going to see ones like Scary Movie and all that. It's got those silly concepts, and my phone is just not wanting to cooperate.
Keys still on screen. His phone broke. Don't know what you did, but it broke it. Yeah, I broke it.
Right.
Fixed it.
So, Disaster Movie.
I still think it's a good movie. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what your problem is, son. Right? You get problems, and I can't help you.
So basically, we all know what this was about. It was basically Amy Winehouse protecting the future.
Okay.
That will occur on August the 29th of 2008.
It's past. You were wrong.
They were predicting the end of the world. Basically, in this movie, it happened.
I bet you're wrong.
It says here it is one of the worst because it was littered with pop references everywhere.
True.
And it was they were used basically to make the guilty moviegoers get those cheap laughs. Obviously, because you'd watch it and you'd
Alright. Feel bad for going to see it now. You make me feel shit for it.
and basically it says it's the worst because it basically took the piss out of every single movie that is really a good blockbuster. Took it a piss out of Indiana Jones,
Iron Man.
Iron Man, Hannah Montana, and
Oh, it just has a blockbuster. Say it was a shitbuster.
Hancock, Jumper, Beowulf, and obviously there's many more, but that's I liked Disaster Movie, to be very honest, and obviously he did because he was very
Offended.
yes.
Yes, you bitch.
But this is what this says. It says it was also a coherent story, so sometimes it may have dragged on, maybe some bits wasn't explained enough. But all in all, I put this as my last one because I don't see this as a really bad movie.
That's what you call it, worst movies?
But it was a bad movie. Not completely. I'd go and watch it again. I'd go right now and watch it right now. But some of these other movies I wouldn't watch.
I've just recorded this and we can go watch it.
Right.
For my third one, I chose Mac and Me. The reason I chose this one was because just by looking at it, you can tell why it's such a bad movie. You look at it as a picture of a kid and an alien, and that's freaky way I did that at the same time. It's a picture of a kid and an alien looking at the stars from 1988, I think it was. Let me just double check the year. I remember the facts, I just don't remember the year. Because, I don't really remember years.
Yeah.
1988, I got it right. 8 years after the success of E.T. There you go, E.T. It looks exactly like E.T. There's
So,
a picture
are
somewhere.
you basically saying that this was a rip-off of
Not really a rip-off.
E.T.?
It was different enough that it wouldn't hold up in court. But you can see that this resemblance. Alien, instead of being left, gets taken from the planet. He escapes and finds a family, finds a kid becomes friend, government tries to take alien. Boom, there you go. Back to E.T. story.
Wait. Does this sound very familiar, this story?
So isn't it the first few pages of your biography?
Hello? copyright strike.
Anyway, the reason I didn't like it was because I thought it ripped off E.T. a bit too much and tried to just jump on the bandwagon and try and make a lot of money really quickly from a movie that did so well. And where E.T. succeeded was pushing the boundaries of that time. And the graphics looked immaculate for that time. I mean, it was like watching 8K right now to them back then. And Mac and me went with what they currently had, with a low budget. So yeah, they kind of ripped it off, but they couldn't completely do it, and Spielberg done it. So kudos for E.T., but Mac and me, come on. It rhymed as well, Mac and me, E.T., come on. You know better than this.
So guys, that has been our worst movies ever. Obviously, my last one isn't one of the worst movies. It is a bad movie, but it's debatable.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's in this list, and there was choices from Catwoman.
Catwoman's good, I like that.
I like that. There was choices of Catwoman. What else was there? There was like one that's Primal Passions or something.
I didn't look for a list. I picked the one that I looked and like, that one. Horrible.
So yeah guys, that's been our worst movies ever, and as always guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content from the NuBros.
And as always,
don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out our Patreon. It's recording. And check out our Patreon for really good rewards. Check it out. What's the harm in it? And as always guys, don't be a lightweight, be a NuBro. I've been Kevin from the NuBros, and I'll see you in the next one.
Sweet knowledge by the pound, yeah. Baby never act wild. Very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is